Hey everyone, thanks again for joining another in the series of the How to Do a Demo with TELUS Business Connect. Today we're going to be focusing on the mobility application, and we'll be running it on my Samsung Galaxy S8. Now to start, really the discussions is around Canadian mobile subscribers and how they're enjoying one of the fastest mobile connection speeds really in the world. The evolution of the LTE network delivers higher speeds than previous generation networks. And today, employees expect carriers to continue to heavily invest in newer technologies, such as the deployment of the fifth generation or 5G network. This is creating a unique opportunity for users to enjoy new applications, download more information and entertainment, and share content much faster. Now, workers expect the same functionality to be available on the job. IT and finance must respond to the ever-changing business needs caused by these technology shifts, changes, and trends. Now, to open up a conversation regarding these technological trends, we suggest strongly to ask the following question. How effective are your existing mobility tools for collaboration and communication? That question again. How effective are your existing mobility tools for collaboration and communication? And you can also ask, how do you currently integrate your mobile users to your existing phone system? That's how do you currently integrate your mobile users to your existing phone system? And now we'll just move over and we'll do a demo of the mobility application, like I mentioned, on my Galaxy S8 smartphone. And we're going to focus on the entire communication system, essentially taking that entire system with you. It's the UC in the palm of your hands. And let's go over and have a look at it and do a demo. All right, let's clean up the screen here a little bit. We'll just drop this one out and move this one over. There we go. And I'm just using a Samsung piece of software called SideSync to do this screen emulation. This is actually my smartphone that I'm working with here. And to prove that to you, I'll just go to the back to the home screen. There's my home screen. And I'll go back to the application I was just running, which is the TELUS Business Connect. There we go. And really, when you're on a smartphone, one of the big things that you really want to be able to do is have that three-digit dial experience, being able to dial other users inside your environment, regardless of where you are or they are. So let me pull up a contact. I'm going to try to call, say, James Bond. He's one of my coworkers. So I'll just start to type his name, and there he is, James. I can just dial his extension by pressing the telephone icon, or I could have dialed the extension number if I knew it, 732. We'll just dial that. And of course, his phone starts to ring. And I can answer that. I'm going to put it on mute to make sure that we don't get feedback. There we go. And now we're connected to his phone. Now I can do a number of things inside the application while I'm on the phone. And like I mentioned, you don't have to be in the office. You can be physically anywhere. You can do things like record that call and just hit the record button. You'll hear what happens.
This call is being recorded for quality and training purposes.
And you can continue on the call while it's being recorded, for whatever purpose. And you can stop that recording. Of course, those are customized recordings.
This call has been recorded.
And like I mentioned, you can put that call on local hold. You can park it for another user to pick that call up, and that could be a orbit park, or it can be the park function or park keys on other phones that appear. I'll show you that in a second. You have the ability, of course, to transfer that call to another user, flip it to another device, or even just switch to carrier really quickly and switch that call over to your carrier if you're losing Wi-Fi or you're walking out of the Wi-Fi zone that you may be in at that particular time. Right now, this is all being done on Wi-Fi. As you can see, I have my Wi-Fi indicator indicating that I'm on that call. So touching on the park function really quickly, putting that call on park, I do have the ability to put that on a public park, which is the orbit. That will give me a code through my speaker and tell me what, or my earpiece to tell me what hold position. It'd be *8 with a two-digit code, so 05 or 85 or 11 or whatever it might be. You just have to remember that number so you can pick that call up by dialing that same code, *8 plus that two-digit code to pick that call up, or anybody can pick that call up. I'm going to use one of the hold keys. And just take hold 4, for example, put that call on hold. Of course, the music on hold that follows that the user hears, you might be able to hear in the background here with the speaker that's sitting beside me. Now that position is now on hold 4, and I have the ability to page out if I wish. So I can page that that out to our paging device, or I can just say no and just leave that call on park. Now that call's on park. I can go back. My phone is now back to idle. Not knowing that I have a call on park, I can always come up to the option here and go to the park locations. I see I have a call parked there. I can pick that up and continue that conversation as if I never left it. So that's your extension to extension dialing and putting calls on park and having a little bit of functionality inside there as well. Now, one of the other things that your accessibility to information while you're on the road, keeping that the UC experience in the palm of your hands, is the access to messaging, and really having the ability to be able to have SMS text no matter where you are. You could be in a foreign country, and you still want to be able to send and receive texts. They're going to come through. This is the sender of this message, and I can reply back just like if I was saying another text. This does not cost any additional funds because you're connected via Wi-Fi. It's all being done over your data network, not through your cellular network, which is really handy. The other option, just going into the messaging button here at the top, you can separate or focus on what type of messaging you want to look at. We'll take a look at the faxes, because IP faxing, of course, is really prevalent nowadays when faxing is being used. For example, my veterinarian sent me a fax of my horse's examination, and I have that I can read and look at. Of course, I can zoom in. I only have one mouse button to be able to have a look at this, but I have the ability to do that. So I have this health certificate for my horse, and it's kind of handy to have the ability to look at those faxes directly. As sending an outbound fax, I can take a picture, or if I have access to that document, whether it's stored locally or on cloud storage, I can connect that way and send a fax. No problem at all. Also, I have the ability, finally, I think most importantly, is the voicemail function. Single voicemail box. You don't have two voicemail boxes to deal with. You don't have to worry about your cellular voicemail box. You've got one voicemail box. I can listen to voicemails. And of course, it starts to play immediately, and it gives me a text interpretation or translation of that message. If you're subscribing to that additional feature inside Premium Edition, and I can then call that person back just by hitting the call button if I wish at that extension number that they called me from, or the phone number that may show up on that inbound call. So if I look at Ethan's call, it's actually a phone number that called me, and I can call those calls back quite easily, or just listening to the message to be able to accomplish that. And that kind of covers making and receiving calls on the mobile application, and using it to really carry the unified communication system out of the office or from the cloud that you're connected to really into the palm of your hand. And that concludes the demonstration of the mobility application. Please do hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell to get information and notifications that we're putting out new videos on the How To series. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Cheers.